good afternoon, everybody. How is everybody doing? I see there's a few people in the chat. Matthew, you've been waiting 30 minutes. There is a scheduled time. I will not start before. I'll only start a few minutes early just to provide a little buffer for the countdown timer. So we usually start around 3:30, but I did schedule the stream for 3:30. I'm sorry you had to wait 30 minutes for me, but there you go. From Melbourne, Australia. So you probably didn't know when 3:30 Eastern time was. So that makes sense. Sir Ice Cream Man, Bricks and Figs. You gotta figure a shorter name. I'm gonna just call you Ice Cream Man. How about that? I feel like acromills are just getting more and more expensive. They used to be $30. I don't know what they are now, but probably the last time I looked, they were $45. But during the height of COVID, they were $90. So whatever they're at now can't be as bad as $90. And I bought quite a few at $90. So, but yeah, I mean, take a look at my videos. I switched over to Sterilite. They're much cheaper and you can fit a lot in there. So, just kind of sucks for like low quantity parts kind of thing. Blood Sal Bricks up. How you doing? Thanks for joining. Brick Boys Rebuild. Good afternoon. How you doing? How's everybody? Thank you. Got a gold today. One $5 super chat will get me. Will force me to do a 1 minute plank. So we're gonna keep that goal going. So if you want to see me struggle through another 1 minute blank, there you go. There's your incentive. Let's get going. I've already started working on that. I'm doing some sorting. We did. So I've got one of the big, huge Sterilite drawer containers down here. You know, this size. You know, this deep. And I've filled all 3 drawers at one point a couple weeks ago. I've gone through one drawer now. One drawer is completely empty. So I've got, and this one you can't see, but the one I'm working on right now is probably about a quarter empty since. So I'm getting through this pretty quick. So this is the medium size pieces, and I can fly through this pretty quickly. With the small pieces, it was taking me about half an hour to get through a tray of these. This takes me maybe about 10 minutes. I fly through it a lot because the pieces are a lot bigger, a lot more bricks. I'm gonna be doing brick category again pretty soon. So well that is. Let's switch over so you can get a bird's eye view of this as well. We do a plank on live. Yes, last time we reached the goal, it was live. We did it at the end of the stream, and yeah, I also did a video showing that if you want to go watch that. So. I do honor the plank live. All right. How is everybody doing today? The weather here. So, Matthew, I heard that the weather in Australia, I don't know if it's where you are in Melbourne, but I heard it was like 40 degrees Celsius, which is crazy. I think 40 degrees is like 110. It is not like that here. It is 15 degrees Fahrenheit. So I don't know what that is Celsius. Negative 10. I don't know, something like that. Something silly. We had this Sunday, or this whole weekend was pretty bad. Saturday it started snowing. Sunday morning we got some freezing rain. So like we got like a coating of ice on everything, especially the trees. And then it turned to snow, and we got like 6 to 8 inches of snow on top of all that. So, and now we've got high winds. So we're just getting hammered with stuff. It took me a good hour just to clear the driveway this morning. There's still like a layer of ice underneath it all. It needs to get melted. It's not nice out there. Definitely not. We have 1 foot of snow. Where are you at again? Ice Cream Man works. Ice Cream Man works. Yeah, where are you again? Ice Cream Man? This Lego, this does not look like a Lego fan. 4617. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt for now. That is chewed. Use that. Montana. Ooh. You, I'm sure this is a stereotype, and I apologize in advance, but are you excited about 1923 season 2 coming out? I am, but I'm not from Montana. Only a couple more days, maybe a week, maybe another week. Can't wait because I've got nothing to watch right now. It really sucks. Really sucks. I've been trying. I know next season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds is coming out soon, so I've been doing a rewatch on that. Such a good show. They really like found their footing in season 2. Not to say that they didn't find their footing before that, but season 2 is just so much better than of a Star Trek show. Oh, I've never had pearl dark gold be brittle like this. It's 2 pieces in a row that were brittle. Pat O'Connor was here. I was just watching his live order picking from yesterday, I believe. Actually, that was from Friday. So I'm trying to set up and be consistent with it, a regular streaming schedule. Last week was kind of weird because Wednesday we did the sellers chat in Brick Separator Society for Brick Separator Society members. So that took most of Wednesday, and I didn't really want to do a live after losing the morning to that call. But I do want to try to maintain like a consistent live schedule of Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday being sorting, as we're seeing. Wednesday being cataloging, and Friday being pulling orders. With as long as we get the orders to pull. That is the big if. So far, we've done well. We've had a good number of orders every time we've done a pulling stream, so that's been great. Tomorrow, I've got a video coming out from yesterday where I was working on some small projects around here on a Sunday as we were getting snowed in. So just some small projects that wouldn't do like on a weekday, just because of the lack of it being like worth anything. That's why it's been piling up. It's just because it's like not the priority thing, but became so many of them, and they've been taking up so much space on my desk and stuff that I was like, okay, I'm going to dedicate today to just going through all of these. Since it's a Sunday, dedicate a day just to go through all of these small projects. And we got through quite a bit yesterday, so that is on the agenda for tomorrow. If you're a Brick Separator Society member, that is available to you now. Come on, I can't get this stud out. I'll have to poke it with a... There we go. Jeez, I almost felt like it was glued in there. It was crazy. I break my fingernail. That's the worst when you bend back a fingernail trying to get Lego apart. It's like, ugh. Can I have my fingernail back, please? That is dirty. Hopefully that gets clean on the wash. I got the so in tomorrow's video, I'll show a shoe bin of Technic parts, and I got those done today. So I am all done with the Technic categories that I've been working on for a couple weeks now that I got back from my mom who sorted them. She's working on plates now, and hopefully we get those. We'll see each other soon so I can exchange those. I've got probably Wednesday when we do cataloging, I'll probably work on some minifigure stuff. I got minifigures up there that have been sitting too long that need to be making some money instead of sitting there costing me money. So probably work on that on Wednesday. There is a tile in there. Get that out. There we go. Little eyeglass screwdriver comes in handy for getting small parts out of bricks like that. I've got 44 pounds of Lego coming in soon from Hawaii. I bet they're annoyed that they have to leave Hawaii with 44 pounds of bricks. I know I would be. That's cool though. Was it from the Hawaii Goodwill? I think I've bought stuff from them before. That is discolored. I'm gonna sell that. Hawaii. Well, Hawaii sounds good right now. I was saying to my wife last week because it was cold. It was so cold I was like getting sick of being cold. My legs were so cold. it was nuts. I had asked her, I was like, can we go to the rec center and go sit in the hot tub there? Because they've got like a whirlpool, just so I can thaw out. And I think the next day it got up to like 40 and it was like, wasn't as cold. So we never wound up going, but I was like ready to go. Pay, I think it's like $7.50 to go use the pool at the rec center. So I was like, already, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go do it. I want to just thaw out. I'm craving like a wood stove, you know, like put logs of wood into the fireplace and just get extremely hot. That sounds good to me right now too. I know, Matthew, you can't relate right now since it's 40 degrees over there Celsius. Use your teeth to pull them apart. Yeah, that's all that's in this bin right now. Somebody did that already. My luck, my teeth would be like the brittle brown. Try to get, see, the goal here would probably be like 5 of these bins, at least on the stream. I do want to try to get some more things uploaded today, but this is always good too. To get some sorting done. I think the next thing I'm going to start working on is the transportation category number 12, because that bin is full. And it's probably not a category I'm going to hand off to my mom because it just seems complicated and a lot of one-off pieces. So I might as well just keep it and do it. Get it done. Probably quick too because a lot of that's big pieces. All right, one of these little small bins is done. Blood Cell Brick says, I grabbed 400 pounds from somebody local the other day, getting it washed and prepped for my store. Came with a lot of electronics for education. Pretty fun stuff. That's cool. That electronics probably be make that extremely worth it if it all works. If you can test it, test it. If you can't test it, make sure you leave a comment that it says untested, so if it doesn't work, you can at least say, hey, well, I don't know because I didn't test it. Some of those things are hard to test. Like, how do you even, I wouldn't even know where to start sometimes. I've sold things untested and haven't gotten them back or any complaints. So as long as it doesn't look corroded, I guess, and the wires don't look frayed, I think you'll be all right. But things like with batteries, like those light bricks, push the button, test those, go from there. I think this was the last scene collection, the sorting scene collection in my streaming software, that I needed to add all of the backgrounds and the frames and all that. So I think I'm done. So from now on, every time I do a new stream, I don't have to set it all up again. That was kind of a pain in the butt. It looks nice. It looks much nicer than the cobbled together stuff I had before, but it is a little bit of a pain to set up. I do like how it looks. Just been trying to make small improvements to it here and there, every now and then. I think we finally got it dialed in to the point where it's like all I gotta do is set up the cameras, turn on the mics, hit go live, and pretty much it's good to go. It used to be a chore to get everything set up. Now we're pretty much dialed in now. Matthew's asking if Bloods has watched the electronics. And he says, yeah, some are junk. Some have perfect terminals. The address on the boxes were actually for my old middle school, which is cool. They stopped making these in the early 2000s, I guess. Yep. You got like one of those big yellow boxes that it's like the computers, the computer brains of it all, and you plug everything into it. I think I've had one of those. They're heavy too. I remember selling it too, thinking, oh, man, I hope this works, because I have no idea how to test it. I also do not wash electronics. Not taking that chance. Sales this weekend have been kind of slow for a long weekend. It's kind of disappointing. I don't know what's up with that. Overall, though, the month's been pretty good. Just this weekend. This weekend's kind of slow. I wouldn't say it's dead, just slow. It was some partnership they did, I think, with NXT and EV3, also Dacta. I tried to sift out the good stuff before washing. So we can hear too. What's up, Ralph? Hey, Travis is in the house. Hey, thanks for watching. Saw your video today. Thank you for the shout out for. So if you haven't watched Travis's video, a viewer asked him today, or he answered a question from a viewer today that they asked him what Lego YouTubers you watch, and the top one he said was my channel. I'm very serious about Lego, but have a silly side, so thank you for that. I appreciate the comments. Should have watched my watched the videos when I wasn't monetized. Those are some creative stuff. I think I went through all of my creative ability on this channel before I got monetized, which really sucks. But it got me thinking again about the videos I used to watch when I was starting my store. I used to watch Bricks on the Dollar, Chris at Bricks on the Dollar, and he's taken all those videos down, but he used to have this series of videos that were to me they were the Bible, not the Bible, but basically the video encyclopedia of how to run your store, what to think about. And it was just it was the series of videos called Ask Clutch. Basically somebody in the comments asked the question, and he dedicated a whole video to answering it. It could be 2 minutes, could be 5 minutes, could be 10 minutes. But there was tons of information in there that was great. And I would rewatch it over and over and over again. I mean, we're not talking we're talking hundreds of videos. Although really the great information was maybe the first 100 videos, and then started getting a little bit repeaty. But that first 100 videos was amazing. And he wound up taking them down because I used to do a podcast with him after that. And I was bringing that up, and he was like, if I were to remake all those videos again, I would do it all differently. And so he decided to take them down. So I feel like it was my fault he took all those videos down, because I was praising him on it. And then he was like, you know what? I don't want those videos out there anymore, because it's not the sort of advice I would give nowadays. What he would do nowadays, he didn't say, but he took all of them down, or at least made them private, which was disappointing. I would love to go watch them again, just to see where I'm at against that. Interesting. My sales are up 27% this weekend. David Hooks here. What's up, Ralph? Hello. Thanks for coming. My sales fell off a cliff this month, the 3rd of January. Mine aren't. Yeah, it's weird how it sort of started to slow down at the end of January, and it sort of really slowed down. I don't know why. What's causing that? But I don't know. Looking at last year's sales too, same thing happened last year. So, and then it came back in March. So we'll see how that goes. Juan is here. Keep up the good work, Ralph. Thank you. Thanks for joining. 83 Money. Hey, how many sales per day can I expect as a new seller? Depends on how many parts you have. If you have 1,000 parts, you might not get a sale in a month. So it all depends on. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's especially if you don't have a lot of inventory. I wouldn't expect any sales until you get I don't know, 100,000 parts, maybe 5,000 lots. That's probably a good estimate to say, okay, maybe you can get a little bit consistent of sales per week. But yeah, this is definitely not a get rich quick business, and it takes a lot. You gotta remember, people are shopping with their wanted list, and the more parts that you hit on their wanted list, the more likely they're going to shop at your store. So not a lot of people shop for one thing and go to your store for it. Nor do they even care to go directly to your store. They're shopping wanted lists. So the more variety, the more quantity that you have, the more likely you're going to hit their wanted lists and get a sale. So new sellers are competing against almost 20,000 stores now, versus when I started it was 8,000 stores. And you're competing against a lot larger stores than there used to be because of the ease of being able to list with tools like Brick and Eyes. So yeah, it's a lot harder, I think, today than it was back then when I started. You need a lot more parts to get noticed. Hopefully that doesn't discourage you, but I want to give you the realistic view of what's to come as a new seller. I have like 5 medium acromils worth. Yeah, probably not enough. Unless they're jam packed. I don't know. I don't know how many parts you have. If they're new, they're used. If they're, parts that are discontinued, or if they're new, recently released, that all factors into the equation. Small stores need to focus space on figures and rare parts. That's true, especially if you want sales now. If you put basic bricks in all 5 of those bins, you'll get little to no sales. That is also true. Is that a head? What is that? A tile? That is not Lego. Whatever that is. Look at that. It looks like a tile, flat tile, but it's like sort of rounded. So it's kind of weird. I'll just throw that out. What is this? The third bin I've started? I think so. I think I've gone to the door twice now since we started here. Ah, wrong bin. Let's see. I think after plates are ready to be washed, maybe what's this bin? Building elements, so like panels and doors and window frames. I might be ready to wash too. Bricks are piling up again. It seems like I wash bricks every other day. I'll be doing that category soon. It's probably the next category I give my mom again. She just did bricks. Bricks, Technic, plates. I'll probably have her do bricks again. My uncle keeps razzing her, saying that he's going to help her start a union to get paid. He's always joking with her about how I don't pay her. It's funny. Anybody watch the I didn't watch it, but I saw highlights of it. The Four Nations All-Star tournament that the NHL's doing this year. Apparently probably one of the best games of hockey there was on Saturday. U.S. versus Canada. First 9 seconds, 3 fights in the first 9 seconds. Fantastic. That's what happens when you put both Tkachuk brothers on the same team. It was amazing. Always wondered what would happen. Now I know. It was great. Canada was booing the national anthem. I don't think that was the cause of the fights, but definitely as a fan, that was fun to watch. Oh, you're gonna boo? Oh, how'd that work out for you? Lots of memes about it. Oh, I'm way behind in chat. Let me catch up. I've got 2464 drawer Acro Mills and specialized and used 74,000 items, 9,000 lots. Currently average 50 to 90 orders a month. That's not bad for 74,000 items. That's actually really great. I'm cooked, says 83 money. Pretty much. If you, it's hard to get into. People think it's you throw a couple things on there, start your store. It takes a long time to get your store set up, and then you throw a couple thousand parts up on your store, and you get no orders. And then you see a lot of sellers asking forums. It's been 2 weeks. I haven't got an order. It's like, yep, that sounds right. That does sound right. Travis says my mother-in-law always volunteers to help when she visits. My reaction is always, "You sure?" I've talked about this before. My mom loves doing it. She finds it very therapeutic. So, and she's really fast at it, and it's mostly accurate. She has a terrible light at her house, and so likes the normal colors that if you don't have a good light, get mixed together, which is fine. I can sort those out, but it's been very helpful for me, and I've been getting used a little bit quicker than I normally would just because of that help. So like this first sort is very important because I need to keep them flowing into the. Can you see behind me? These are all of these mimic these categories that are in front of me, and so when one of those bins fills up, it's ready to go to her to do a second sort or whatever. And so as fast as she is in getting the category that I give her sorted, I need to have something else ready for her to go. So very important that I do this task regularly to keep stuff flowing into those secondary category bins over there. Dustin, hello. Haven't seen you in chat yet. So thanks for joining. My mom sorts for me as well and doesn't want to be paid, just taken out for a nice dinner every now and then. I would also take her out for a nice dinner, but she always insists on paying. It always seems to be a fight at dinner. Who's going to pay? All right, fourth one. Went to a fight and a hockey game broke out. That sums up hockey in the 90s. So much great hockey in the 90s. Became a fan of hockey in the 90s. That's for sure. Or the 80s, I guess. 80s. To me, I felt like 80s were worse because I felt like I remember bench clearing brawls all the time, where it would take like 20 minutes to 30 minutes just to break up all of the fights. I don't remember. I don't know if that's true or not. I just sort of recall that both teams would empty out onto the ice and would fight forever. Of course, I loved it. Who wouldn't? And then the 90s, it was all about the line brawls and the goalie fights. There are some great memories of that too. And then 2000s, that was very few and far between. You get like a full line brawl. Then goalie fights are even fewer and far between, but still happen. It was fantastic. I thought that would be my sales with a tiny corner of my room. Yeah, I always struggle. I bootstrapped my store for the longest time. So like I would only reinvest, like I put initial capital into my store to start it, maybe like $300, and then I've slowly built out my store over, I don't know, the last 7 years or so to where it is today, basically by just bootstrapping, reinvesting, and buying new sets when they come out. I bet you if I reinvested that money back then into bulk, if I knew how to buy bulk back then, I didn't know how to buy bulk back then. I do now, but I didn't then. I probably would have been better off or have grown faster and figured out this whole process faster. I didn't. I knew how to find clearance, part it out, and go from there, which made sales slow. New is not fast to sell. When I first started, I didn't know Brick and Eyes was built in the brick store, so I was scanning on my phone and typing the serial numbers in. Then one day I seen Ralph scan a figure. Game changer. Back in my day, we had to understand how to search with actual words. There was no scanning. Brick and Eyes only came about, 2 years ago now? Beginning of 2022? And then, like in Brick and Eyes, I think it was only been a year. It's funny, Chris at Great Brick Owl and I and Ben were talking one day and was like, "Do you remember? Could you actually do that now? Like, I don't know if I could do that now. Definitely a lost skill that atrophies if you don't use it every day. Of trying to figure out, especially like minifigure parts, trying to find the minifigure part without like AI to help you out, or machine learning or whatever it is that they're using. It's crazy hard. Now it's just like, put it here, push a button. Oh, that's it. Yep. Crazy. It's a game changer. Now stores are much larger and much faster because they can upload faster. So it has its benefits, but it also has its cons, right? I had to go back to that. Had to use the computer to unload some old hard drives. Okay. Now back to the more efficient method. Come on, there we go. That cleans up. That's a little dirty. What are we doing on the mic? Mic still good? Looks like it. I had that problem that one time where it shut off after about an hour. I haven't had that problem since. And I've got the second mic ready to go right here, but I have not had that problem just that one time. Lasted an hour, and I think the battery died. I don't know what the deal was. To be honest, I don't know how long these things are supposed to last. So, but an hour seemed like not enough time. But I do like. I'm glad I bought these little clip-on lapel mics. They allow me to be more mobile, do things like this without having to be right next to my expensive Shure mic that I'll use on Wednesday. This allows me to, especially when I'm like pulling orders and doing this, I don't have to worry about the mic. It's always right there in my hat, which I like. How often do you do these? Yeah, you missed that. You must came in late. I was saying that I'm trying to do these a little more regularly, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Probably except for Friday. Well, Monday I'd like to do sorting. Wednesday I want to do cataloging, live stream, and then Fridays I want to do pulling orders as long as the orders come in. So that's how I want to try to do that more consistently. It's been like that for like at least 3 weeks now, except for last week. Last week was kind of weird. Monday last week I was kind of just wasn't feeling it, so I didn't do it. Then Wednesday we did the seller chat for the Brick Separator Society members. So that was a 2-hour phone call. So I did not want to give up more of my time to do a live, even though I am, when I do a live, I'm more productive. I feel like I'm more productive during a live than I am not during a live. So I didn't do one on Wednesday last week, and so the only one I did last week was the pulling orders one on Friday, which was hour and 45 minutes. I don't remember how many orders we pulled. Was it 10? Maybe 10 or 13. Can't remember. I've pulled orders since then, so I don't remember. Green heart, look at that. How's everybody's Valentine's Day? Speaking of hearts, I wound up making my wife shrimp scampi for dinner instead of going out, which was actually good. First time I ever made shrimp scampi. Would have liked it to be a little bit more saucier though, but it was good. Had good flavor. Was a good dinner. Wheel hub and brick. All right, let me get a drink. How often do you do these? Yeah, I answer that. Awesome. Yeah, just yes, be a subscriber, which you must be because you're interacting. Turn on the bell notification, and you'll get notified. I usually try to schedule these within at least a half an hour out, but sometimes I get impatient. I just want to do it right then and there after I get it all set up. So. But I always try to start the stream a couple minutes earlier than the scheduled time, so because I do have that countdown clock. Pat O'Connor has become a Brick Separator Society member. Thank you. And he's Dark Turquoise member. Thank you for the membership. I hope you find some value there. That's great. Thanks for joining. Sometimes I put more content out in the member side than I do in the. Before I was doing live streams all the time, I was definitely putting out more content in the members area than I was the public side. Pat says, thank you for all the helpful content. You're welcome. Hopefully the members' content's even more valuable, because we definitely talk a lot more in depth and don't care to like keep things back, I guess. Especially in the seller chat. One of the reasons why we did the seller chat as members only, and was just because Ben and Chris felt more comfortable just being able to share more freely if it was behind a paywall. And they suggested my paywall, and I was like, okay. I was like, I wasn't going to suggest it because it was my paywall. I didn't want to say, hey, that content sounds good for my site. But they suggested it all on their own for my site. And I was like, if you guys are comfortable with that, I am totally comfortable with that. And the seller chats have just been really good content. People seem to really enjoy it. They must be watching it more than once, because I get more views than I have members on those seller chats. So that's always great. I bet you they're watching pieces of it at a time. That's how it's probably best how to do it. They're so long sometimes that you probably watch a half an hour at a time or something like that. I just saw a color over here, and I'm like going, oh, do I have to do a plank? Thought maybe somebody paid the $5 to force me to do a plank. Where do you purchase bulk? Various places. Sometimes I've been trying to do it local lately. It's been harder. Local being, there's a local Lego shop, independent Lego shop. I've gotten one bulk item through them, which was a whole bunch of friend sets that they didn't really want to deal with. And I was like, yeah, I'll take it off your hands, disassemble it. Well, I had my mom disassemble it. She likes disassembling too. My mom disassembled it, and then I told her to separate all the plates, since I gave her the plates category, and put them in with the plates. And then, she could just sort out the plates and those plates that she got in that bulk buy as well. So that was good. Other places is just online, eBay, Goodwill, stuff like that. Come on. Spending too much time trying to get these two plates apart. They're not separating. There we go. I got separation now. Man, that was tough. Usually not that hard. Blood Cell Brick says that's why I swapped to listen to those seller chats. Sourcing Lego is more of a personal thing. You gotta just figure out how to do it in person or online bidding sites. Yeah, I mean, even though I've told you a couple different sites, you also got to win those auctions, and how you do that. That's not something I'm gonna talk about probably personally on a public side of things. That'll probably be more of a seller chat sort of discussion. It used to be a lot of sellers would keep back in when I started, the Shop Goodwill site would be talked about as the golden site. And if you knew, you knew, but if you didn't know, you had no idea what the heck they were talking about. It took me forever to figure that out too. They kept that a secret for the longest time, which was great, because now it's like being overrun. People blabbed, start talking about it. Now it's very hard to find cheap Lego on there. That's why I do bulk and batches like this. So like maybe batches of like 200 pounds, because it takes me a while just to find some good deals and collect another 200 pounds to get going again. I think I'm ready for when this is done sorting. When these two drawers are done, and then I've got a little like half a container in the other room left to sort out. Once that's done, I can start sifting the next 200 pounds and start going on that. So what I do, I sifted that September on my vlog. So it's been 5 months to sort 200 pounds. You got to remember, I've gotten other uploads and other things that I've been working on, CMFs, polybags, used inventory that comes in. So, I can't dedicate. I try to do a couple of these every day, but that, doesn't equate to a lot. Getting through the small category of parts was very time consuming. Took a long time. Got through large and tiny, very tiny category of sifted parts quickly. Small took me months to do, and then I think I can get through this maybe within a month. Just stay on it like this. That'll be good. Was so excited about Whatnot, and after signing up and looking around, I got told can't sell from Australia with Lego. Well, not yet. I don't know about Whatnot. I remember when it came out, they came out, like really tried to get me to sign up, sending me messages, and I went on to a couple of different. I know Pops did it for a little while, and I remember buying from him, and I understood what he was doing, but I wasn't, as a buyer, I wasn't happy with the purchases I made. Just because it's so quick, you can't really sort of study what you're getting, and then you can't really look at what he's selling, and yeah. So some of the things that I got were, had the wrong head, or there was always good quality Lego, but it was just something was always off on it, like wrong head or the wrong hair or something, or I paid too much for it. And you just things that in the moment of the auction, you can't really stop and go, well, hey, how much was this? And then from the seller perspective, that I heard was they take a lot of fees. You have to use their shipping service, and it's just kind of crazy. I don't know, but if you're probably a good thing to use if you're trying to get out of BrickLink and you want to offload all of your inventory quickly. Whatnot probably be the best way to do that. Just put a drawer on auction, start at $1, just let it go. Probably get rid of it faster. Ooh, look at this piece. That's interesting. What is that from? Anyone? Looks like an eagle, and then I don't know. Looks like a car hood or something. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'll put that over here. I gotta catch up on chat. Closest Lego store of any kind is 200 plus miles away. Guess I'm lucky in that I have a official Lego and recently the independent Lego store. And not only that, they sometimes run up to above what it would be even worth. Travis says, I'm assuming talking about Whatnot, or maybe it's the bulk Lego purchases. Even local stuff, sometimes sellers strip the good stuff and throw junk in there, and over time with experience you can figure out how to spot the good lots from the bad trails by trial by fire. Yeah, that's another thing. That's why I don't like going on eBay. I just don't trust the way I would want to use eBay, and the way will probably be the same way others would use eBay. Why would I buy anything? It's very few and far between when I buy stuff. Where's that water? There it is. Jazzy Viking Bricks is in the house. Hey Ralph. Hey Travis. Dustin as asking about Chima. That this thing, Chima. Okay, that makes sense. That is not Lego. Yeah. Plates bin is getting full. Almost out of room there. Definitely gonna have to wash that category after we're done with the stream. I'd like to get another category, wash two at once. That's got to be Duplo. Looks like a chair. Has Lego on the studs, but yeah, I'm gonna assume that's a Duplo. Do you wash your parts before or after you sort them? So these parts have not been washed. So after I fill up one of these bins, I will wash it, and then after that, why I do it that way is because it's for me to weed out the electronic parts or parts that shouldn't be washed, like these. I'd rather do a first sort on it first and weed those parts out, than ruin those parts in an initial wash. And I might have missed it, because as much as I try to catch everything on the initial sift, I do miss quite a lot of stuff. Because on the sift, I try to at least get all the minifigure parts out so I can get those listed quickly. Any high value stuff that I think might be worth listing right away, try to get my money back on those things as fast as possible. But I miss those things as well. I also try to, on the initial sift, try to get the parts that are the chunks, the pieces that are still built, get those pulled out so that they can be separately all together. And I always miss smaller little chunks that still need to be pulled out. So lots of things. The sift take cares of like maybe 80% of everything, but then I haven't done a sift on the channel in a few months now, so yeah, go back to like September videos. That's when I was doing sifting, when I bought those boxes over there. Can you see them? Those wooden boxes. Those are great. If you want to link to those are in the description, I think. Got them on Amazon. The only thing I would say about those is use some wood glue after you get them together. Use some wood glue to keep them together, because they will loosen and come apart. But yeah, take a little time and do some wood glue and get them solid. They're perfect. And we talked all about sifting in the first. I think Ben was the advocate of sifting in the seller chats, and he explained why it's good and why you should do it. So there you go. I'll leave it at that. I don't have a problem with sorting. I have a problem with listing. I have that 700 pounds of used sorted, but so far only have 55,000 parts in my store, and I wonder why I don't get a lot of orders. Yeah, it's hard. A lot of work to get from here. This is step number 3, I guess. Buying the bulk, sifting the bulk. Now I'm starting the sorting process of the bulk. This is step 3. Washing is step 4. Going into the category, when that's full, that's step 5. That has maybe 2 or 3 sorts in that left after that, so that's step 6 and 7. And then listing and putting away 7, 8 and 9, steps 8 and 9. So my math is right there. There's like 9 steps to take a piece from a bulk lot that you buy and get it listed. It's not easy. That's why a lot of sellers like doing new, is because it's easy. You buy the sets, you part it out, you put it away. That's pretty much it, However, well, back in the golden days of BrickLink, everybody was doing that, So you had to distinguish the ones that were doing the work and doing the use for distinguishing themselves, getting a lot more variety out versus everybody else, where you're competing against the big stores that can throw a lot of quantity, buy a lot of sets at a time. But even the bigger stores are considering doing used now, from what I'm hearing. Talked a lot about that in the Brick Separator Society. How many hours per pound? Joe, you're asking questions I have no idea how to answer. Many. I think the answer to your question, though, is just to be consistent and spending the time to do it, and try to do it in bulk amounts. Don't do it a little bit here and there, because then that's not worth it. And I always fell into that trap. Oh, I'll just do a little bit here and there. Now I'm trying to do a little bit bigger. Some stores even go bigger, using the bigger totes, like the 27 quart totes. Fill that up all the way, and then do one big massive sort and upload. But being a single employee of my own store, any bigger than that just becomes overwhelming. If I had employees and we could 4 of us or whatever, sit at a table and go through 27 gallons or 27 quart bin of plates, in one afternoon, that'd be totally different than the way I'm doing it. Because I can go through that, maybe watching a football game or two, depending on what category it is and how easy I can do a second sort on it. I prefer that answer than the fake 10 pounds an hour answer. Yeah, and that's probably only the first sort, getting through 10 pounds in an hour is this sort. It's not everything. That's my opinion of that. Man, that's a good groin shot, I guess, huh? Eesh. Keep leaning forward. Sorry about that. Yes, now you know that this video is being simulcast onto my OnlyFans account. Obligatory feet photos. Yeah. Okay. Gotta make sure all my paying members are satisfied. That was the wrong bin as I threw it. Pat O'Connor says, have to go, guys. Thanks, Ralph. Thanks for joining. Lego only fans. That's what the Brick Separator Society is, pretty much. Okay, I was wondering what that was. That was two parts. That was a bar inside of a Technic pin, and I couldn't, like, initially looking at it, my brain couldn't figure out what it was. My wife is done hearing me talk downstairs to myself. She's running to get a coffee. Joe says, I spent January 15th through February 14th sorting, listing about 20 pounds of minifigure parts, starting tiles so that I can do printed tiles when this is done. Cool. Yeah, minifigure, I can only do about 100 lots at a time. Then I'm like, okay, I'm done. I've had my fill for right now. I want to do something else. As much money as it's worth. It's just like, oh. Especially when they're not like complete and you gotta make the decision, oh, do I have to, I usually just decide to part it out instead of buying and completing it. But it's like, that really does exhaust you. Ice Cream Man says, it was surprisingly satisfying when you expect to build up more torsos. I'm assuming you're talking about sorting out the 20 pounds of minifigure parts. Wheelie Life, I get about 2 orders every weekend, and that's about it. Unfortunately, as of last night, this has become our sole source of income other than eBay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. About this time last year, I had that same sort of aha moment. I wish when I was working full time at my real job, I wish I had taken some of the advice that the guys in the seller chat are giving now, of increasing my prices and slowing orders down, so that I could build up a store. If I were to do that the last 2 years before I never really got laid off, I would have had a store that was in fantastic position to like go back to normal prices or lower prices than what it was. I would have had a store, that could really fulfill me. And now I'm like sort of, I can't go really high to build up my store because I need that income. I'm sort of at a catch-22 of, well, I can't raise my prices too much because I need those sales that come in. And if I don't raise my sales, I'll never grow my store into something that, will be that, I don't know how best to say it, like a store nirvana where you've got so much stuff that like it hits so many wanted lists that you can, justify the higher prices. So yeah, again, all that kind of stuff's discussed in the seller chats. I couldn't handle 100 lots of short black hair pieces. Maybe next year. Um, yeah. For me, it's like, taking a big bag of minifigures up there that I'll probably work on Wednesday. I paid $200 for it, a little over $200 for it. I want to get through that whole bag so that I can, price it appropriately, or not price it appropriately, but set the appropriate cost on that, so that I understand the cost of that when it comes tax time. But yeah, that bag will probably take at least a couple sessions, so I have to figure out how best to set my cost price on those when it comes time to upload it, because I know I'm not going to get through that whole bag in one sitting. Won't be able to do it. This is a lot smaller pieces for some reason. It's taking me a little bit longer to get through. It will be a while before I build up inventory of minifig parts. I have about 550 pounds of other inventory to sort through first. Yeah, it's hard. That's what slows me down on sorting, is just because you need to bounce around a little bit. I think Ben talks about how he was able to like focus on certain activities till it was done, but he also has the benefit of having a full-time job. When he's got those prices high, he doesn't have a lot of orders coming in. So if I were to start a store today and had the benefit of a full-time job at the moment, that's how I would do it. Exactly how Ben at Beehive Brick Store is doing it. Is $100 per pound of used minifigure parts still the average everyone is seeing? That's actually low, in my opinion. I think it was always, I always went with $75 for a half pound, so it's $150 per pound. So if you're seeing it at $100 per pound, depending on whether it's city minifigures or not, I'd be jumping all over it. That is not Lego. Probably do one more bin after this, and then we'll call it a stream. How's that sound, guys? $100 seems to be somewhat average that Goodwill is listing it currently. Yeah, but if you're doing it at auction, it goes up exponentially in the last hour. Auctions are always risky. Do you resell your non-Lego parts, or do you throw them away? Tomorrow I got a video showing what I do with bricks and plates, but everything else gets thrown away. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, right here. These are all seem to be like brick arms or non-Lego weapons. I'm sort of keeping those together. Might throw those onto eBay at some point and see if I get lucky with a sale on that. I don't know what they are mostly are or anything. Like there's like some custom belts, minifigure belts, and then like military type weapons. It definitely look like brick arm stuff. Is that a MG42? So then there's like bigger like shotguns with a scope. I don't know what that's from. That seems weird. This part I can't separate quickly. Yeah, throw that to the side. I'll work on that later. Look at that. Is that tan? No, it's supposed to be white. Ugh. Big piece of hair just keeps floating around here. I think I got it. Scored a 1 pound lot for $75. Had a Lloyd possessed and Princess Leia Jabba slave outfit. Ooh, nice. Probably paid for itself right there. That is pretty scuffed up. I wouldn't sell that. Over here. You know, I'm getting to the end when I'm like holding the part and not remembering which bin it's supposed to go in. My brain is becoming fried. Means it's time to go play a couple rounds of Warzone or Plunder. I like Plunder a lot better in Warzone. Less stressful. Where is this hair coming from? Jeez. Gross. That's not Lego. Might be able to get away with washing bricks. All right, one more. This is going to be the last bin that we're going to do here. How many people we got on? We still have 17 people watching. That's crazy. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around. What do we max out at? 24, it looks like. 24. That's amazing. I'm happy with that. Guys hanging out, watching. Probably working on your stuff. Getting annoyed with the ads that pop up probably every now and then. I thank you for watching them. Makes doing these streams possible. I apologize for having to put them in there, but it's one of those necessary evils. If I ever answer one of your questions and an ad pops up, it happens to Bill all the time, Daddy-O Bricks. just say, hey, I had an ad. Can you repeat yourself? I will definitely repeat myself. Just say you had an ad, and I'll repeat myself. I'll definitely repeat myself. See what I did there? See? I saw, speaking of repeating yourself, I saw, it was like right after Groundhog's Day, somebody was like, they should announce a sequel to Groundhog's Day and then just re-release the same movie. How awesome would that be? It would actually be awesome. I bet people would go see it too. It looks like Slope's ready too. That one just sort of creeped up on me. All right, Slopes, bricks, and plates. Afterwards, modified plates also sort of getting close to washing level. That might be next time. Yep, posting stuff right now, Travis says. Almost have a big Lego storage head full of brittle brown parts. Don't know what I'll do with them. See if you can melt them down and then maybe you can like reform them into the parts again. Those to me go right in the garbage. They're useless. One of those custom stores used to do that. I don't know if they still do or not. Not Brick Arms. Brick Mania, maybe? Or maybe Citizens Brick. I remember they would. Chris at Bricks and a Dollar was telling me that they would buy them out of like all of these dark gray pieces, and their intention was to actually melt them down and remold them into their custom things that they sell. I was like, couldn't they use the trigger switches instead? I guess not. I want to say it was like 1x1 plates or something. I don't remember. It was something like that. Something that's like, oh, I don't want them to buy all those to melt them down. Those are good parts. Wow. That's Lego. Look how small that hub is. That's weird. Compared to like a normal wheel hub. It's crazy. Crazy small. It must be a newer part. I think I've seen that before. That doesn't look like Lego. That is not Lego. Ooh, look at this little mini Darth Maul head. It's not Lego, but that's kind of cool. It's got really good detail on it. It looks like it's from like the cartoons too, like the Clone Wars cartoons. I think that'll go over here with Worf. That's a cool little headpiece there. I think I had. Oh, this is what I'm thinking of. I had this in a bulk find too. I thought it was kind of cool. I don't know what it's from though, but I thought it was cool, so I kept it. Or something. Let's see. Got behind on chat again, I think. No, I didn't. I'm building a new RC car while I watch. Wow. Gas powered or electric? And do you race it in like those little indoor dirt tracks? Used to be one by my parents' house. Never went, but I know it was there. My friend who used to live next to me used to have one of those that had the was like gas power. It wasn't gasoline, obviously, but it was, you had to fill it with some kind of fuel. I don't know what it's called. You could say in the chat if you know what it is, but man, that was expensive. It would always break too. It was expensive to buy, and then like it would break. It would never let us play, like not play with it, but like drive it, because if it broke, it was like expensive. And I'd be like, I guess I would do the same thing. Expensive in like 1990s money terms, so I'm sure it's even more expensive now. Electric, team associated. Now I just made a track in my backyard. Oh, that's cool. It's cool that you're building it too. That's a cool hobby. There's probably a set of channels out there that dedicated all the RC. Didn't Jang Bricks get in? Like, that's how he got his start. He was all into RC cars, and then he didn't pivot, but like he also started a channel for Lego, and then eventually gave up the RC cars, or I I think that's how Jane Bricks got started on YouTube, was RC cars. I think those videos are still out there too. Ice Cream Man says our neighbors have a really fast one that they drive around the neighborhood. Our neighborhood would always, or when I was living at my parents', our neighborhood was always filled with people on four-wheelers because we were out in the country. My parents hated it. Still hate it. Didn't feel like we were out in the country, that far out in the country. All right, we're done with that. We are all done sorting for the day. See if I can work on this. It's like one of the plates has got 2 pins on the underside, and it's in like a Technic piece. Yeah, I can't get leverage to pull that out. I don't want to like. Ooh, that's working. There we go. There. Did I scratch it or anything? Separated it. Got it. That worked. All right, guys. I think. I hate how you sort through parts and you find an expensive torso to find out it's a knockoff. There's worse things there, Matthew. You could sort through, find an expensive torso with a broken arm, go to replace the broken arm, and the whole torso cracks. Lord of the Rings torsos do that to me all the time. Especially the Bilbo Baggins dark red ones. Every time I go to swap out the broken, inevitably all the arms are broken. So you go to swap them out and the whole torso just crumbles. Just leave it. Just leave it. And just list it as cracked arm. Yeah, Dustin said, or cracked. Been there, done that. That dark red Bilbo minifigure. Yep, exactly. I think I had one on Pop's Block Shops live that he invited me to last month. I was cracked arm, went to go replace it. Nope, cracked torso. All right, guys, I'm going to call it there and end the stream. So I appreciate you all hanging out with me. 17 of you still on. That's amazing. Thank you. Didn't reach our goal today, so no plank. Sorry, guys. I think the goal is over as well. I think I only set it for an hour. So, yep, no plank, it seems. $5 is a little bit too much. $2 seems to be the sweet spot, but we'll keep that $5 target till we hit it, and then we'll increase it again. But till then, guys, there's a video coming out tomorrow, and then Wednesday we'll do a cataloging stream. So look for me to set up that Wednesday afternoon, and we'll catch you guys later. Stay warm, everybody, or stay cool if you're Matt in Australia. Later. Well, wait, this isn't the end of the video. There's more. We got to tell them about the society. Joining the Brick Separator Society gets you access to secret society videos like how-to videos on how to run your business on BrickLink and Brick Owl and eBay, as well as Ask Ralph videos, and maybe our sales reports. You might see all of our numbers. Join today.